Hello everyone. You arrived at Business Central Musings channel. Thank you for clicking on the link and coming here. And welcome back to those that have subscribed to my channel. If you haven't, then probably it's a good idea to click somewhere in here, maybe left or right. Probably my right. And yeah, click on it, and I hope to provide you a lot of simpler yet enough deep enough understanding of new concepts in Business Central, and not only new concepts, but just it's a generic channel for Business Central, for users, for functional consultants, and for developers. Um, a few weeks ago, I had a video on inherent permissions, and that was actually that concept of inherent permissions was introduced to me by Microsoft engineers at Directions, and it wasn't just inherent permissions. They try to change a lot around permission sets, and yeah, inherent permissions was one of the concepts. Um, and I think if you want to see that video, it's quite easy to find it. Like if you go on YouTube and just search for inherent permission sets Business Central, it should be here. Here you go. This is the video regarding permissions, and let's try to focus on this new concept of combining permission sets. I think I'm a bit wrong here, because it's not really a new concept of combining permission sets, but Microsoft structured that combining concept. And if I was to move myself a little bit lower, and the old way of combining permission sets was through through assigning to each user the permission sets needed. And to make matters easier for administrators, Microsoft created the concept of user groups. So in a user group, which is in itself a name I wouldn't choose, but in the user groups, you can drop a bunch of, by drop meaning you can put a lot of permission sets. The user group acts like a bucket of permission sets, and when you assign a user group to a user, it gets that user gets all the permission sets in the bucket. Like you can see here, we've got a bunch of permissions, and you could have one of those, like the automate one, in a user group. Let's say the group of the users that will get access to run flows, and for those doing the business, the other sides of the business, they can have the full access. And then for those that want to maybe play with Excel, with data from BC, they would have this one, a different user group. If you assign all these user groups, then you would get this permission set combination. So I always like the Venn diagrams, because they are very easy to understand and explain a concept. But with the older way of permission sets, if you have the permission set 1, 2, and 3, and you assign these 3 permission sets, then the user would get all the permissions in these 3 blue permission sets. Then yeah, so this is the old way. The new way, however, as you can see from the picture, from the diagram, we have a permission set 1, permission set 2, permission set 3, EPS3, and permission set 4. And in this diagram, what I did is I created a new permission set, which is the combination of these 4 permission sets, in which I wanted to include everything in PS1, I wanted to include everything in PS2, but I wanted to exclude PS3 and PS4. So when we're including PS1, PS2, but excluding PS3 and PS4, we basically get the blue area. And that's what, if you were to create a new permission set with include permission set 1, include permission set 2, exclude PS3 and exclude PS4, then the blue thing will be the result set of those 4 operations of including or excluding. And what would be, well, I have an example here prepared. Let's look at in my container I have a new permission set pscomb, which basically consists of including a business full access and excluding customer edit. And as we can see, the result of those 2 operations of including and excluding the 2 permission sets is a full access with partial inclusion status. But what does that mean? Well, we can click on view all permissions, and because we excluded customer edit permission, we notice that basically there is no customer data table data in here. Yeah, so let's do a test here. I already assigned pscomb to 1 user. If we look at users and have a look at the essential user, I can see I assigned pscomb, the new permission set. And if we were to log out admin and log in with essential, we can see even from the role center that we don't see the customers list. What about in sales? We don't see it here in sales either. What if we try to fool the system with a customer global search? Oh, I see here customer listing, which is a report. So let's see, maybe we can grab some information this way. And as expected, though, we don't have access to, we don't have the permissions to read customer table. Alright, so again, include permissions and exclude permissions, and that's how you generate a new permission set. Let's look at how this is done via web client. We just went through that. We're including the 365 full, and we're excluding customer edit, and yeah, that's all done. Let's look now into is there a way for us to actually build permission sets with include permission set and exclude permission set via AL code? Yes, it is. In this example, I have a new permission set PS4, which is built based on permission set 1 and permission set 2. Who's PS1 permission set 1? Permission set 1 is defined here in my extension and consists of including read, insert, modify, and delete for customer. And PS2 is what is including vendor read, insert, modify, and delete, but is excluding PS3, which is basically inserting new customers. And after I publish my extension, we get, and we can actually have a look in the code in the system. Let's look at again permission sets. I already published my extension, but if we say PS, as you can see, I have permission set 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's have a look at 4. Make this page larger. We included PS1, included PS2, and excluded PS3. Overall, we get a partial PS1 because PS1 is responsible for customers, and let's move this one a bit higher. PS2 is full, and if we actually look at the permissions, we can see on customer we have all permissions except insert, and vendor is full. Alright, the other two permissions should be as expected. It's including customer, everything. Then if we move next, PS1. Oh, I think I missed a caption. So in the permission sets, PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4. Okay, so this is PS1. Let's see PS2. Okay, no, the caption is good. Yeah, PS2 is including vendor, but I went. So why? Okay, looks like the next record doesn't really work. I was expecting to be able to move from the permission set card instead of exiting. Permission set 3 is an include only the insert, and the permission set 4, it's including PS1, which includes customer, full vendor for the second one, and it's excluding the PS3, which was basically customer insert. All right, let's go back to our note here, and yeah, that's actually the last page. So yeah, that was what I wanted to share with you guys regarding combining permission sets. One more thing, there is this Microsoft document page, composing permission sets. Go through it, but it's basically going over the fundamental permission sets, which was I call it the old way, and the composite permission set, which is the new way of working with permissions, which includes the include permission set and the exclude permission set. And one more thing, yeah, I wanted to stress again the include permission sets and the exclude permission sets properties for the permission set object. that was all. I hope it helps. We discussed about the inherent permission sets in a previous video. Today we talked about um, combining permission sets, and in a future video I'm going to talk about security groups. If you liked what you see, you know what you need to do. Somewhere here, it's a button that you can click on it and subscribe to my channel, and you will have access to all these videos that I'm trying to put together for the community. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.